But I do want to address the fact that I think Tulsi Gabbard has been Bernie Sandered, if you know what I mean. If Bernie Sanders was kind of blacked out in 2016, now he's not blacked out. He just has literally an orchestrated political jihad against him by the entire corporate media. But in 2016, there was a Bernie blackout where you didn't hear about Bernie, you never heard about or shown his massive crowds. I think a lot of that was done to Tulsi Gabbard this campaign cycle. Obviously, she's still in the race, but it's looking like, due to the Democratic National Committee's totally arbitrary, totally coming out of thin air requirements that seem to be changing pretty much as Tom Perez turns, Tulsi Gabbard is not going to make the third debate, which is unfortunate because she has polled in some polls, including in New Hampshire, at 3%. But according to the DNC, those aren't qualified or trustworthy polls. So it seems the DNC is basically changing the meaning of what makes a poll trustworthy or credible or coming from an trusted authority based on which candidate it benefits. So the deadline is tonight. Looks like Tulsi Gabbard is not going to make that third debate, which to me is a shame because Tulsi Gabbard, to me, I don't agree with everything Tulsi Gabbard does and say. I don't really love some of the comments she's made. I think giving the benefit of the doubt to Vice President Joe Biden when he doesn't deserve the benefit of the doubt. Some other things I wanted to question her on during our interview, but our time was compressed. I thought we were going to have about an hour for the interview. It ended up being 20 minutes. Overall, I love what she says about our foreign policy and our military adventurism and ending regime change wars and stopping, not having 1,000 bases all around the world and all these things. It is important that that stays in the debate. And I think her polling numbers have been artificially kept down because nobody knows who she is. The only times, the times that Americans have had some exposure to Tulsi Gabbard, she was the most searched candidate on Google in the Democratic debate, the first debate. Shockingly, after that, Google wouldn't blocked her from buying ads on Google to get her message out. So she's the most searched candidate in the first presidential debate on Google, and then Google blocked her from being able to buy ads to get her message out there further. At a critical time, when you have a standout performance in a debate, the next 24 to 48 hours is critical for your campaign to build on that momentum. She was not allowed to do that, and as a result, she sued Google. CNN has been crazy unfair to her. MSNBC, even more unfair. The Times, the Washington Post. There are some things that do concern me about Tulsi Gabbard. I'm just going to keep it real, whether you like it or not. However, she has been painted as basically a best friend of Bashar al-Assad when other leaders that the corporate media likes have also met with brutal dictators. They never get any gruff. John McCain met with many brutal dictators. He stood on stage with Ukrainian neo-Nazis, but he is a pillar of the Washington, D.C. establishment, now obviously no longer with us. Nancy Pelosi met with brutal dictators as a congressperson. I mean, JFK met with Khrushchev. I mean, it's ridiculous how she has been painted. I think some of her answers in terms of what she thinks of Assad could have been stronger. He is a brutal dictator. But calling her an apologist because she went to meet with a foreign leader to try and stop the murder of millions of people, that is not making her a toady of anyone. That's making her not a warmonger, but someone who believes in diplomacy, even with those who are terrible. What can I tell you? Hope you enjoyed that last video. Hop on over to statuscoup.com where you can sign up for our email list and become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month. Membership is how we grow. That's statuscoup.com/join. And remember, join our email list so we can grow the revolution with you.